I was blind as a bat. I am so glad I did this. If you wear contacts or glasses, I highly recommend you consider doing this yourself. Let's get it. Growing up, I couldn't see shit. My left eye is never fully developed right. It was lazy, so it was kind of blurry no matter how close or how far something is. It was just the same. My right eye growing up was 20/20. Somewhere around high school it started going bad. So I've been pretty much wearing contacts my entire life. And they were really good, but those of you who wear contacts and glasses know there's certain things you can't do. Simple things like taking your family out to swim. You go to a lake, you don't want to wear contacts. You want to take a nap, you can't wear contacts. Or at least I never took a nap with my contacts in. I've heard horror stories about people falling asleep with their contacts in. I actually had somebody who I worked with, their daughter fell asleep with contacts in, woke up the next morning and she couldn't see. She went blind. So, very scary. So little things like that you just, had to think about all the time. Always making sure that you had a backup pair of glasses or contacts around just in case something happened to them. They got very frustrating, and I took my family out to the lake and we went swimming, and I never got my head under the water. I stayed above the water the entire time. And something just clicked. Something was in my head. I was like, you know what? I'm just tired of doing this. I'm tired of worrying about it. So I decided to get LASIK. Made an appointment, got a consultation. The doctor looked at my eyes, said that I was a good candidate for LASIK. So I went ahead and made the appointment and scheduled it to get it done. 2 weeks later, which was yesterday, or the day before rather, I got the surgery done. And I'm going to go over my experience with LASIK. The biggest reason I think I was hesitant on getting LASIK for the most part was my left eye was a lazy left eye. It doesn't wander around or anything like that. It looks normal, but again, there was no amount of correction that I could get on a contact or glasses that would correct it to 20/20. That being said, I'm really apprehensive about getting LASIK done, because if something happened to my right eye, then both my eyes would be compromised and I would be SOL. So it's something that I really had to think about. I asked the doctor lots of questions. They were very helpful, explaining to me, the pros and cons, the potential risks. And I thought about it for a day or two and decided to make my appointment to get it done. The day of the surgery, I was really nervous, man. I couldn't stop thinking about, what happens, if something goes bad with my right eye. And the more I thought about it, the more it just drove me nuts. And they took me back and they actually gave me a Valium, which really relaxed me and made the process a lot smoother. After they took more scans of my eyes, they gave me the Valium and I went back to the waiting room, waited about 30 minutes, then they brought me back for the procedure. The procedure only took maybe 10 minutes tops, if that. I mean, it wasn't very long. And it's a very simple procedure. You just lay back, look up at a red and green light, and they tell you not to move and keep staring at it. And the part where they cut the flap open was, it was a little pressure and a little discomfort, but for the most part, it didn't feel a thing. They put numbing drops in your eye. You felt no pain, but you did notice, or I did notice, it smelled like burning hair. So I didn't expect that, so when I started smelling it, I was like, oh wow, this is actually burning my eyeballs. But he said it was completely normal, and he did a very good job at reassuring me everything was going smooth. So again, it only took a few minutes after I got the procedure done. They give you sunglasses to wear for 24 hours. They also give you goggles to sleep in for a week or so. And I tell you what, the first 3 to 4 hours after the surgery, I wouldn't say it hurt, but it was really irritating. If you think about cutting an onion, it was similar to that, and your eyes were watering, and you can't touch them, you can't rub them, you can't touch them, you just gotta let them water. So the best thing you can do is go home and try to sleep. I took a Tylenol PM, and that was the value. Man, I fell asleep for about 3.5, 4 hours. I woke up and the irritating burning sensation was completely gone. It felt like I had like a little bit of an eyelash in my left eye, but for the most part there was no irritation. And then immediately after I woke up, I noticed my vision was so much better. It was still a little blurry just because of, you know, your eye's still healing from being cut open. I could immediately tell my vision was going to be really good. So I pretty much rested for the rest of the night, and then the next morning I had to follow up with the doctor. The doctor looked at my eyes. He says everything was healing perfectly. Man, I tell you what, everything looked so crystal clear. It was amazing. It was better than anything I've seen before. He went ahead and tested my vision, and of course my right eye was 20/20, but my left eye, like I said previously, no amount of correction would fix my left eye to 20/20. So it's still a little blurry, but it's far better than anything that I've gotten done to it, and any glasses or contacts I've worn in the past. So I'm extremely happy that, you know, my right eye, what the fuck is this guy doing? Pay attention. I'm extremely happy that my right eye came out, you know, perfect, no issues. Continue to take the medication for the next few days as everything heals up. I can't touch them, rub them for the next 3 weeks. I have to sleep with these goggles for a week or so, just to make sure I don't rub them while I'm sleeping. But yeah, that's been my experience so far. I'm so thankful and happy I did this. If you are considering LASIK, I highly recommend you give it a shot. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, a lot of people were asking me how much it costs. I got both eyes done for $3,600, give or take. And of course that's going to vary depending on the doctor you go to. You could shop around and get a better deal, I'm sure, but just make sure that the doctor you go to is a reputable doctor who has really good reviews and has performed the surgery, you know, a lot. You don't want to go to somebody who, you know, you don't want to be the first person they do it on. So find an experienced doctor and you can't go wrong. Also, and that's been sort of the reason why I haven't posted any videos in a while. When I made the decision to get LASIK, it was a big mental decision for me, and I spent a lot of time with the family just doing normal stuff, you know, just playing with the kids, just really enjoying what I can see and what I can do. Just in the off chance something did happen, I wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to at least enjoy those things while I could. And thank God that, you know, nothing did happen and I can continue to do those things. Kind of put everything on the back burner and just really focus on the family and doing that. Now that everything is on track, I'm a lot more relieved, and hopefully I can make more content, which I'm really excited about. So again, if you are considering LASIK, I highly recommend it. Trust me, it'll change your life. I'm curious to know if you or somebody you know got LASIK. In the comments below, let me know how your experience was. Also, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and if you like the channel, go ahead and hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching so much. Until next time, peace.